The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Pizza Inn Brad Woolsey Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Pizza Inn Brad Woolsey Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Greeneville Green Devils basketball team. We'll recap the first 4 games of Greeneville season and preview what's up next this week for the Green Devils on the hardwood. But as always, we need to get a quick word in from our sponsors first, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this short break here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Pizza Inn Brad Woolsey Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Pizza Inn, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Pizza Inn Brad Woolsey Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Greeneville Green Devils basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Green Devils head coach Brad Woolsey. Coach, how's it going?
I'm all right, Tyler. How are you?
I'm doing well. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Had a lot of time with family, a lot of good food, and then some work mixed in, getting ready for playoff games, but a really, really great Thanksgiving overall.
Are you a turkey or a ham family or both?
I'm a ham guy. Now, I have nothing against ham. Me and ham are good, but I'm more of a turkey guy at Thanksgiving. Turkey, gravy, dressing is definitely the way that I go.
Those your top 3 up there?
Well, they're not. Dressing's my top. No, there's other stuff. There's like hash brown casserole. I mean, there's a lot of other things that could kind of be up there at the top. But if you're talking turkey or ham, at Thanksgiving, I'm turkey.
Turkey all the way?
Yeah.
It's traditional to do turkey on Thanksgiving. I think that's what most people do. It's just, when you hear Thanksgiving, I think that's the first thing you think about is turkey.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I like ham, but it just doesn't necessarily, it feels right as a extra, but it just doesn't feel right as the main course.
Right. And like you said, you had a busy week too with work tied into everything. Had 2 basketball games, had 2 the week before. See, I was afraid that would happen to me too. We almost saw something bad happen on here. Hope you have insurance.
That would have been good on TikTok.
No, that would have been a good bit, but I don't know. If there's injuries involved, we don't like to share things like that. We'd have cut that part out.
Right.
But work mixed in with everything, 2 basketball games, 2 the week before on opening week. Bearden, Sevier County, Carter, and Hardin Valley. Unfortunately, all 4 resulted in losses here at the beginning of the season. So through 2 weeks and 4 games so far, what have you learned about this young squad that you have?
I think it's been basically what we thought it would be. The only difference is we've just had some more injuries just over the last couple weeks. We've had a couple kids that have been out, and Amir Knight has been out, and then William was out last week for the second game. And so we've had some injuries that have happened that have kind of made it a little tougher. But I will say that I've seen growth out of the guys, especially some of the younger guys that really getting the feel for how we play. So in that regard, I feel like we've gotten better as the last couple weeks have progressed.
And I know you didn't get the football boys back until this past Saturday. I know you've not played a team, or you've not played with a full team yet. I know you had some football boys transition and play on the court in less than 24 hours. So now that you've kind of had just a few days with the football boys back, how has everything been trying to mesh everything together with everybody that's been there through the preseason and having to get those football boys now in basketball shape?
Yeah, so the shape part is just something that just happens over time, and it's really you can't really accelerate that. And it's not that they're not in shape; it's just a different type of shape.
Yeah.
And so that's just going to be something that happens over time. Yesterday was our first day with everybody there, and we went about 2.5 hours. So just being on the court for a longer period of time, getting up and down, I think will help their conditioning overall. Probably the biggest thing since they've returned is just like everything offensively just flows a lot better now. You know, we get into practice and you've got guys that just have some more experience in what we do, especially at the varsity level, and it just places that were just basically kind of a constant struggle really seem to smooth out a lot. And so I would say one place that you can already see a difference is offensively and just playing in what we do. And then, just that's probably the biggest difference right now.
Who has showed you a lot of promise so far through these first 4 games? I know you haven't had some of your main starters like Taryn Clarity, Jordan Mills, Parker Quillen, but you've had some players that haven't had that varsity experience that have had a little bit of success so far in this early part of the season. Who have you seen some promise out of that has surprised you this year?
Well, I think first just William and Ryan, William Woolsey and Ryan Maggart, just both the seniors have done a good job, and they're a lot more connectors and will do whatever is needed for the team. You know, they both shoot it pretty well, but they're really good connectors, and so you kind of see that playing out. I also saw Ryan just become more competitive, I think, like just more physical, more competitive, so that's been really good to see. You know, as far as some other guys, you know, probably some guys that stood out a little bit is the freshman Trey Fields, and the biggest reason he stands out is just kind of seeing his growth from game 1 to game 4. It was pretty significant in his growth, and he's still got a lot of growing to do to be able to really consistently contribute on varsity, you know, once we make all those decisions. And but he's a guy that played well. Ryan Jobe has shot the ball well. I think he's shooting maybe over 60% from the 3, so that's been really good. That's been a good thing. So I would say those are probably the guys that kind of stand out the most.
And now you've got the full team back together now. You got a game tonight with Science Hill. Still won't have that full, I guess, connected squad with just one practice under them for the football guys. But you've got 2 games this week to kind of work on things a little bit. You have Science Hill coming up tonight, and then you have Morristown East on Friday. We'll talk about those on the back half of this interview. We need to get a few words in from our other sponsors first. So don't go anywhere. We'll talk about both those games right after this break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Pizza Inn presents I Ate at Pizza Inn. I ate pizza at Pizza Inn. I ate a salad at Pizza Inn.
I ate pizza!
I ate it all.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and I'm inviting you to come and enjoy Greeneville's favorite hometown pizza, pasta, salad, and dessert buffet for just $8 all day, Monday through Friday. And then you can say,
"We all ate at Pizza Inn."
Tommy's Plumbing has been in business for 30 years, and we're still growing because we treat our customers like family. We are proud to do any job from kitchen faucet installation to a complete home repipe. Tommy's Plumbing offers warranties on most products installed by our technicians. When the job is done, our friendly professionals make sure to clean up. We invite you to visit our new showroom in Jonesboro to see our quality products for yourself. Tommy's is the only one to call when you need a fast, reliable, professional plumber in the Tri-Cities.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greeneville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at gatewaynissangreeneville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greeneville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Pizza Inn Brad Woolsey Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Greeneville Green Devils basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Greeneville head coach Brad Woolsey. So you've got a set of games this week on Tuesday and on Friday. You travel up to Science Hill on Tuesday, and then you are, I believe, here at home against Morristown East on Friday, or is that one on the road too?
They're both on the road this week.
All right, so Road Warriors this
Yes.
week are what the Greeneville Green Devils
Yes.
are. So 2 tough non-conference matchups with Science Hill and Morristown East. What can we expect in both of those games?
I think we'll start with just Science Hill. Coach Higgins does a great job at Science Hill. They're going to be athletic. They're going to be tough defensively. They're going to be very handsy, very physical probably. And then offensively, they're going to move the ball in motion, and they're going to look to penetrate the paint and kick it out to shooters. So they're going to be. It's going to be tough going up there tonight at their place. Got some good shooters. The Hensley kid, I think, number 10, is a really good shooter, and then they've got they got several guys that can just really get to the paint well, and so we're going to have to do a great job of trying to keep them out of the paint, limit their paint touches, and then contest their three-point shots.
And take me through Morristown East. I know Morristown East really isn't at the front of your mind right now. Of course, Science Hill is with it being tonight, but with Morristown East kind of on the horizon too, what are some things you expect in that game with the Hurricanes?
Morristown West, and this has probably been true for the last 10 years, they're have been a heavy motion team, more motion on top of offenses, probably less sets, more motion, and I think that's kind of the way they'll play again this year. But Coach Cusick does a good job with those guys, and they're probably a little bit smaller team than maybe what they have been in the past, but they know how to play, and so regardless of your size, if you know how to play, you got a chance to be good, and so that's kind of what we're expecting out of East. Friday night, I've not watched any film on them. I just caught maybe a quarter of one of their games at an event we were at. But
sometimes that helps to be on the same event.
Yeah, it does. It does. You get a chance to just at least take a peek at them. But they're going to be a good team, got a good history, so we're excited about going down there Friday.
And how excited are you to get everybody back together? I know that's something that happens every year at some point, whether it's after the quarterfinals or after the semifinals or even after the championship weekend in Chattanooga or Cookeville. You always get those basketball boys back and you can start to play with a full team. So how much excitement does that bring you to have a full team back and to be able to coach with the team that you'll be with throughout the rest of the season up until March?
Right, it kind of breaks both ways. So there is excitement, but for a beginning, there's generally also got to be an ending. And so, you're excited to have the guys, but also just wishing those guys could have continued, playing football and made it to the next round. But once you get people back, it's definitely it feels good. You feel like now you've got your pieces, and now it's time to really kind of seeing how those things fit together. Having them back yesterday, their attitudes are great. They were excited to be there, and when you got kids that want to work hard and they're excited to be there, it makes practice a lot of fun. We'll look forward to getting rolling. It'll take some time to figure stuff out. We've still got people that are injured and working back from injury, but I'm excited to be able to kind of start getting those pieces in place.
I know something that we talked about on the first half was getting everybody back into basketball shape, and some people don't realize how much different football and basketball shape is. Football, you're going hard for 10 to 15 seconds. Basketball, you're going hard until the whistle blows, and you don't know how much time that is. So how, for you, I know it's something that you talked about is just something that happens after time. How much time do you think it takes for some of those football players to get into basketball shape?
I would say a month. Overall, it probably takes about a month to get in good shape. We always want to try and find points of synergy between our programs, and so when you think about football, it is the plays are shorter, but they tend to be more physical. On the basketball court, we want to play physical, and so that's something that carries over from basketball to football that we want to continue to see out of these guys. But like you said, the play doesn't stop after 10, 15 seconds. You got to do just effort after effort after effort, one right after another. And so
almost happened again.
Yep, there we go again. I'll change chairs next time. But when that happens, eventually we'll get where we need to be. But again, we just try and find points of synergy, and but it'll take some time. And of course, it's going to depend on how much you play people, what the size of your bench is and things like that. And but it'll take about a month, I would say, to really get back into it. Not just from a physical stamina, but just in the patterns of motion and the patterns of play that you need to be good.
And I think fortunately for you, you don't have any district games until January, correct?
Yes, unfortunately, we just got a 14 district, and so it's like the middle of January before our district slate starts. So there's plenty of time for us to get ourselves ready for the district contests. And so, in the past we might have played one or two before Christmas. Now everything's almost toward the end of the season.
I know it's a lot of waiting, but fortunately for you all, you get everybody in shape, hopefully bring everybody back from injury, have a full squad by the time those district games begin in the new year. But you've got 2 tough games this week, Science Hill, Morristown East. If you're able to make it out to those games, please, we encourage you to make it out. If you can't, you can listen to the Science Hill game tonight. It'll be on your hometown radio, 1340 AM, 99.5 FM. WGRV with Brian Staten on the call, so tune in if you can't make the drive up to Johnson City. If you can also make the drive to Morristown East, we encourage you to do that also. But, Coach, unless there's anything else you've got to add, I believe that's it from me.
That's got it, Tyler.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Hey, we stayed in the chairs this week.
We did.
There we go.
Yeah,
How
you
about
spoke
that?
too soon.
Spoke it into existence. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Pizza and Brad Woolsey Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.